Hi folks, welcome to Carl's Vaping Reviews once again, and welcome to the video. Now, I've got a device for you now which was sent on to me by John Bold of boldvape.co.uk. Thanks John, and also a big thanks to Quinty Lang of Kamry Tech. And this is a review for an 18650 device, stroke kit. This is the Kamry X6 Plus. Normally I've got it held in my hand and I'm vaping on it, but I've just cleaned the tank out because it is a kit and it does come in kit form. So just some specs on it before we go, and then we'll dive straight down and have a look at it, what comes in the kit. Also, before we go down, this is not, I've been told that this is not the official packaging from Kamry Tech. I've got it, I think it's an 18350 in it rather than an 18650 in it, because it does come in two forms. This kit does. This is the X6 Plus. They also do an X6 Mini, which is an 18350 device. Now, this X6 Plus is a stainless steel battery. I'll get it out for you now, but we'll get down to we'll go down for close-ups, and that's it. It's very similar to looking to an Ego 1 style, but it's with the battery in. It's got some weight, and it does feel quality. It's all stainless steel top as well. Like I say, we'll go down for close-ups, but you unscrew and it has a removable battery. I've got an eFest 35 amp in here, but you just take the battery out and you can replace it. So you can take the battery out to charge it in your charger, or you can charge it through this. We'll show you on close-ups that. It supports down to a minimum coil resistance of 0.1 ohms. The kit comes with 3 0.5 ohm coils. I have spoke to John about getting the coils, and he said it's not a problem because they are Ego 1. They are Joytech looking coils, quite tiny coils, but they are 0.5 ohms. It can support, the 0.5 ohm coil can support wattages from 21 watts to 35 watts. That's what I'm reading from Kamry Tech's website with the 0.5 ohm coil, but can reach up to 100 watts with the tank at 0.1 ohm. The Atomizer connector is a 510, and it is sprung loaded, and it's a brass 510. It's 22mm in diameter. It has a removable 18650, what a knob call, or 18350 depending on which kit you buy. It comes in black, white and stainless steel. This is the stainless steel version, and is made from 304 grade stainless steel. It comes with a matching tank here. I'll show you that on close-ups. And it also has adjustable airflow on the tank. It also comes with a vape band and charging cable, and like I say, 3 0.5 ohm coils for this tank. But this works with any tank. Let me just screw my OBS on here. This has a 0.25 ohm, as you can see. Just zoom in a bit. As you can see, it looks pretty good with the OBS on. And then I'll switch it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 clicks to turn it on, and it's got a button like very similar to an Ego 1. It's got a little bit of a light behind it. I'll show you on close-ups anyway, but we'll have a vape on it. This is a 0.25 ohm canthal coil in the OBS tank. As you can see, stacks of vapor, and these little 100, these 150 watt sort of tube mods that have obviously, they've got a chip in the top here. You can actually, I'll show you on close-ups, but you can see the chip inside where the battery goes, connects to, the positive side of the battery connects to. with safety features, obviously, and it kicks out some proper vapor. It has a battery voltage of obviously 3.3 to 4.2 volts, but obviously as your battery depletes, then the vapor will, the quality of your vape will deplete with that. Multiple options, like I said, black, stainless steel, white. It has, let me just, and like I say, 22mm diameter, which is fantastic because fits on. That's the OBS tank. Let's stick, for shits and giggles, let's stick a, that's why I've got a council coil in here. Let's stick an RDA on it. Yeah, this is a Mutation X V4 with a pair of Claptons in. Obviously, just for shits and giggles, you have got a gap, but it's not much of a one. Fantastic. I mean, Clapton coils take some warming up. That's not 0.4 ohm Clapton coils in there. So, it does work with anything. Because it has such a low minimum resistance before it sort of like tells you it can't work. So what we'll do is we'll go straight down for close-ups. I'll turn it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll turn it off and then we'll go down for close-ups and then I can show you everything that comes in the package. So I'll see you down for the close-up. Alright guys, here we are close-up with the Kamry X6 Plus kit. Now this denotes stainless steel here, as you can see. Just close up on it. There we go. Stainless steel, Kamry QR code 18650, but bear in mind that the inner end here is for an 18350, so it is a bit damaged, and that's what you get in the kit. Obviously this is attached to, this is a vape band. As you can see, it's got, this goes around the airflow ring. I haven't had it on, it's purple, it's a bit of a girly colour, but it has got the airflow slots cut into the vape band so you can have it on the tank. You get your tank, a nice little tank, and the device, and underneath here you get a charger, which is a proprietary charging cable, and obviously this tank and everything is wrapped in this bag. When you get it, you get another 2 coils in here, and one's installed in here when you get it. An instruction manual, a QC pass, not repair, and a warranty card from Kamry Tech, which has a 90-day warranty agreement. So the manual is, we're talking, it is in 2 languages, Chinese or Japanese and English. A lot of these instruction manuals are pretty basic, but it does tell you everything in the manual. So please read them if just to gauge what you can from them. Tells you about what's included, specifications, instructions for turning the mod on and off, overtime protection, so if you hold it for 10 seconds it stops, and you'll get a twinkle 8 times from the light on there if it goes for more than 10 seconds. It has short circuit protection, that if it's a short circuit it will blink 3 times. There's a light on it around here, I'll show you in a second, etc. But yeah, it's in 2 or 3 languages the instruction manual is. So that's that. So obviously the packaging is all battered because it's supposed to be an 18350 package. What I got, they put the 18650 device in, so we'll put that to one side. On the back, I'll show you the back. It just says X6 Plus and then a little warning thing. It's hard to see on this camera because it's bright. I can hardly read it myself, to be honest. All the CE markings, etc. So, charge cable is proprietary, which me personally, I wouldn't charge this up like this anyway. You screw the charger into the top. Obviously, if you do it like this, you can't use it because it's screwed into the top. So it definitely ain't got pass through. And then what you do is you just let me just plug it into my laptop somewhere, and the red LED comes on and the light comes on around here. You can just about see it. And then when it's fully charged, that goes green, which is showing red there. See it on my camera there. That'll go green, and then that light will go out when it's fully charged. But me personally, I wouldn't charge it up like that. I would just unscrew the bottom and take the battery out and charge it in an external charger. So let's just take the battery out for a second, and then I'll unplug this cable from here, and then we'll go and have a bit of a close-up on the mod itself. Put the battery back on there. So let's go in a bit closer, guys, and have a look at this. There we go. Right. Nice fire button. It's sitting slightly proud, but it's a nice little tactile feel, if you can hear it. Stainless steel top with a brass, gold-plated brass 510 by the looks of that. Well, it's got its gold plate to it anyway. It's quite shiny. 4 airflow slots. Very, very good threading. Very good threading on this. Everything goes on well. It has battery venting on the bottom. The threads are lovely on it. It's a stainless steel tube, like I've said. Everything's stainless steel, and then you've got, this is your battery venting here. There's a spring inside here because that is spring loaded for differences in size lengths of 18650s. I've only used flat tops in it, and as you can see inside there's your chip, and your battery positive sits on there's a little nipple in the middle. You can just about make it out, and your battery sits on that. So obviously that's your inbuilt safety in the device, as well as your voltage regulation. And it's a pretty solid mod. There's no rattles to it at all, really. There's a little bit off the button, but very little, really. Pop your battery in positive up, and then you screw this on. It's a little bit, you can see there's a little flash when an acknowledgement of the battery going on. If you watch the light is very, very very dim, really, to be honest. You can't really see it. It's like behind the button, but you can see it from the side a little bit. So, and it's 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's have a look. 1. Trying to get it so you can see the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is off. Now, let me switch it back on again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're getting a 3 flash acknowledgements, and then it's on. Take the battery out when it's on. And plop it back in again. screw the base up, and it's still on. So it's, as you can see, the light, it's still on. So it's remembering when it's on, when the battery's been taken out. So whether that's good or bad, I'm not too sure. I would say when you've taken the battery out, it should be in off state when you put it back in again, but it's actually coming back in on state. I noticed that the other day, and I went to click it on 5 times and I'd actually turned it off, exactly the same as I did on the video there. So that probably needs changing via you know, don't know if it's a safety problem or not, but probably not. But that's what it does. It remembers it's on, it's been on, and so it's already on when you put the battery back in again. Whether it's on, it needs to be out for 2 or 3 minutes before you put the battery back in, I don't know. But it is on when you put the battery back in. So that's the device, guys. It does say Kamry Tech on the bottom. Nice shiny. It's like a chromy to it, plating to it. But this is more. This is not stainless steel at the bottom here. It's a different material, but it's the threading on it is now. You have to, because it's got a battery and it's a bit harder to get it. You have to sort of push and turn. The threads feel a little bit crunchy when you're screwing in with the battery in, but without the battery, the threads are fine. It's just like the pressure of the battery pushing on the spring here. But that's the device. Now we'll come to the tank bit. It's a nice little tank, but not for me. It's a bit like the Ego 1 tank that you get with the Joytech Ego 1. It's very similar to that, size-wise. Comes with a very similar drip tip. It's a dowel ring insert with stainless steel on the outside, so it's like a POM style in it, so it doesn't get hot, but I find it still does get pretty hot anyway, because it's so shallow, the tank is. Stainless steel again by the looks of it. Now, you unscrew the base off and you're left with this. Now, I've tried to unscrew this because I can feel the tank moving on the O-rings. I can hold the tank and that moves around. I've had no leaks from it, but I would have liked that to have unscrewed from itself. Whether it does and this one just is sort of welded together or what, I don't know. But then you fill it up in these holes here. Fill it up in either one of these 4 holes here, so you can stick your needle bottles in quite. What's this one we've got here? Darkest Night. No, let's have some of Mr. Bradley's Ooze Juice, and then you just stick it in one of them holes and just fill it up. So we'll fill this up now. We won't fill it all the way up, but it's easy to get liquid into it, and you can fill it right up. Now the tank holds, 2 seconds, let me just see how much the tank holds. I haven't measured the tank actually. It's a 4 mil tank capacity in there, but I haven't filled it fully all the way. And then these are this is the base, and what we've got here is a non-adjustable, I believe, 510. Let me just get my little screwdriver. 2 seconds, there we go. Yeah, it's just sitting. It looks like you can unscrew it, but it's just how they are. The gold, it's like a gold plated to it again, and it's just sitting in an insulator, which is around there. Let's just show you. There you go. And then it's got quite big airflow holes with it's got a nice, it's quite tight, the airflow ring is to move, but you've got one hole there with a stopper, and then another hole on the other side. So it is quite airy for a small tank. Quite big airflow holes. Stainless steel base with a chromed ring. But quite a nice looking tank when it's on. Works really well. And these are the coils I was telling you about. Now be careful this O-ring on the top here. I've had it come off a couple of times. And I don't know if you can make out that, but it says 0.5, 21 watt to 35 watt. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 wicking holes, elongated. So quite big for this size of coil, because it is quite tiny. The airflow holes on the bottom are not overly big, so I think really with a 0.5 ohm coil these holes need to be bigger, because that's where the airflow, no matter how big that is, it's restricted by these holes here on the coil slightly. And I find you can lung inhale it, but it's a little bit on the tight side for me. So if them holes were made slightly bigger in the base of the coil, then that would sort of go in collaboration with the size of the holes here, because you could have this wide open all the way around here. If them holes are that tiny there, then it's still going to be tight. And obviously that hole's quite small diameter wise there, because this is that 3mm diameter, so that's the 3mm hole in there. It's not your wide bore coils that we come to expect from a 0.5 ohm coil. But yeah, just be careful of these O-rings. There's a few on them. There's 3 O-rings on the coil. There's one at the bottom here, there's one at the base, and there's one here. So what you do is you screw this in like so. It's got some little knurling on the coil there, and that's it. And then what you do is you marry the two together like so. Tip it upside down, and then it starts wicking. You can see it wicking, so it does wick pretty well. And then put your drip tip on, and then stick it on your device that it comes with. Spring loaded. Did I show you that the pen was spring loaded in here? I don't think I did, but it is spring loaded. That is really nice device to hold actually. And then you screw it on. Obviously, because it's this tank, there's no gaps at all, just the airflow holes you can see from the top of the device here, 4 of them. And then as you can see, it's vaping. So that's it, guys. Nothing else more to tell you about it really. It's a pretty simple device, good looking device in the hand. We'll go up and we'll have a vape on it, and then we'll check out. I'll give you some size comparisons whilst we're up there, and we'll see you up at the top. So thanks, guys. Hi guys, welcome back up. Hope you got what you wanted from that close-up. Now, it's a nice device, like I've said. The only downside for me is, which was a downside on another device from another manufacturer, is the tank. Not the tank itself, but the coils in it. The coils are okay-ish, but they don't wick very well, even with the elongated wicking holes. And I don't think that the coils are the diameter inside the coil is, and the airflow holes in the bottom of the coil are big enough for a 0.5 ohm coil. And I am getting quite a few burnty hits. Not burnt hits, but dryish hits now and again. So I'm having to sort of close up the airflow to halfway. Fucking dry it. Now you see what I mean? And it just doesn't keep up at all. It looks as though it's wicking. We'll just see if you can see it there, wicking. There's bubbles in it coming up at the top there, but it's just not wicking at all. The coils are pretty shit, really, to be honest. If you know, if I was buying this device as a kit, I'd be unhappy with that. With the coils that comes in it, to be honest. The tank looks fantastic on there. It's a nice little it's a nice looking small tank. Not much to it. Fill up and go, but the coils are shockingly bad. When I first put it in and I wicked it up, and I spoke to John, I said the coils are not bad, but they didn't last 5 minutes. And it's far better if you can buy this on its own, or if they improve the coils that come with this tank. But it's far better if you put your own tank on it as a like an OBS, for instance, or a Billow V2, which also looks the dogs on it. And Billow's fantastic, the Billow V2 is. That has my 7030 in there, but that's more of a, you know, a take out and about mod with that tank on. I mean, it'll, you know, it looks quite good with anything on, really. Let me take my, I know I can't take my Triton off because it's got a 0.25 ohm nickel coil in there. Everything else I've got is nickel at the moment, so I can't put anything else on there. I've got a Forge RDA here, but that's got quite a long 510 pin, so it doesn't sit flush. But, you know, so as a kit, I can't recommend the Kamry X6 as a kit. If they sold the battery on its own, the battery tube device, it's a win-win. The tank's good, but the coils are shocking. The coils are not very good at all, and I can't recommend it because it comes as a package. I couldn't recommend this as a device for someone to buy, because you would buy it as a whole kit, and the coils too, and the coils are just not. I mean, I've tried 50/50 juicing as well, and even that's struggling with the coils, and I don't know why, because the holes are bigger than they are in the Ego, in like the Joytech coils, which look very similar to these, but these just don't wick at all, mainly because it's a 0.5 ohm coil, so it's going to burn hotter. Probably would have liked, because this is aimed at, I would say, sort of people venturing up from an Ego battery to something like this. It's nice for me, even, you know, if I pick it up and take it out, but not with this tank on, because the coils are not that good at all, and the coils need some work on Kamry Tech to sell for anybody to sort of get a good vape out of this. And the airflow holes in the bottom of the coil are too tight as well. So for me, the device with my OBS on is fantastic. Fantastic in that setup, but not with that, because the coils are crap. So thanks for watching, guys, in this foggy room now. The device is really good and really solid device. It's stealthy, even in 18650 mode. This is, you know, if anybody has a Billow V2, you know, it's not much bigger than the Billow V2. The Kapoor Mini, obviously this is a tube, and the other ones are, you know, sizings. I'm just slightly taller than a Kapoor Mini, and it's just one that I can recommend for the device and the tank, but the coils it comes with are poor. They are poor and just don't wick at all very well, even with 50/50 juice. The ones I've tried anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. This will be available possibly on boldvape.co.uk if, I would say, Kamry Tech do something with the coils that are included with this kit, because the coil's not good. I don't think I've tried. I've got nothing else to try because they look nothing like what I've got here lying around. So, you know, they are sort of like the coils. You'd have to sort of get them from Kamry Tech themselves. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Obviously, not everything I review can be recommended, but as a kit, I can't recommend it. It just doesn't work. The coils are no good. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in my next review. Thank you.